Hello, my name is Wesley, and I'm here to teach you how to knit. Knitting is a fun pastime. For some people it's therapeutic, and for others, it's a good way to use excess time in a constructive manner. Let's start at the very beginning. The first thing you're going to need are materials. Some knitting needles, and some yarn. So let's talk about yarn. Luckily for us, it comes in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Here are some examples, and the most commonly used. Wool is one of the most commonly used. It is well known in the knitting industry and comes from shearing sheep. Cotton is from a plant and is one of the most commonly used for beginners because it's cheap and expendable. Alpaca is a soft yarn from a llama-like animal. Silk is from silkworms and is extremely soft, but is also stretchy and can be difficult to knit with. Angora comes from a bunny-like animal, which is kind of furry, and, kind of cute, but is also very soft. Knitting needles come in all shapes and sizes, and are very important to have the right size and right type for every project. Not having the right size could completely mess up your plans. Needles come in all types: plastic, metal, and wooden. Plastic are cheap, they bend easily, and are not very kind to the fingers after a long period of time. Metal are semi-cheap, but it allows the yarn to move more freely on the needles. This is better for faster knitting, but can be a hindrance if pulling too tightly. Stitches will start falling off. But they are also not very nice to the hands after a while. Wooden are very expensive, or at least expensive to me, but they are literally the Corvette of all knitting needles. They also come in varieties like bamboo or redwood. Knitting needles come in different types: straight, circular, and double-pointed. Straight are used in most rectangular patterns, but have absolutely no limit. Circular needles are used in sweaters or large articles of clothing. Double-pointed are used in smaller circular knitting, like hats and other small articles of clothing. Knitting needles come in different sizes. You'll need the right size to obtain the right gauge for every project. They come from extremely thin diameters to extremely huge, almost to the point where you cannot hold them. They are measured both in metric and in a US standard size. Alright, for your first project, we're just going to make a generic square, because you're probably going to want to take it out after you see how well you do the first time. Alright, so here you're going to need one of your needles, and you're going to need your yarn. The first step is called casting on. So, grab the end of your yarn and measure about an arm's length. Alright, now make a loop. So here's your loop, and you're going to need to make a slip knot. If you don't know how, here's your full tutorial. Take your loop, twist it, and then bring one of the ends through it. Slip knot. Alright. Now take one of your needles and put it through it and tighten it up. Okay, so we have our slip knot. Very good. Now you have two strings coming off of this. One goes to your ball of yarn, and the other one just goes to an open end. So, you're going to need to put the one that goes to your ball of yarn on the outside of your hand, and the one that goes to nothing below your pointer finger. See how this is? If it helps to move things around, that's fine. So, bring it around like this. Bring this over, and you need to make an X right here with your thumb. So the string goes over and around. You then put the needle through that, under the X, then around the string that's around your pointer finger, and then back through. Then tighten. I'm going to do this a couple times, so don't feel lost. Alright. So, you have your string. Put your hand through the strings. Open like this. Make the X, under the X, around your pointer finger string, and back through. Tighten. Okay, so there it is. Put your hand through, open it up, make the X, go through the X, get the pointer, and back through. Now you can keep rewinding this if you keep needing to get these steps. So there, we have 4. But we're going to need about 20. So I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of these on. Do it nice and slow so you can get all that you need. Alright. Now if you mess up, it's fine. It's easy to take off. You just slip them right off the needle and you can start all over again. It's fine. Alright, so now you should have 20 stitches, just like Schmer, and you should still have 2 ends coming out. Doesn't matter if the end connected to nothing is really long. You can cut it so it's about this long, but you'll tuck it in later, so don't worry about it. Just don't cut it too short, and if it's too long, it could get in the way. Anyways, I'm going to show you the right-handed stitch because I'm right-handed, but if you're lefty, you can swap it around just easily enough. Okay, so you take the needle in your right hand. Here's the fun part. You go under the stitch right here, but behind your left needle. Then take the string connected to your ball of yarn, go counterclockwise around the right needle and in between. You should hear that click if you're holding it tight enough. If you don't hear the click, that's fine. Alright, now you're going to fish hook it around and bring that yarn through, making another loop. Then take just that stitch off. Now you can take this and tighten it up a bit. Alright, next one. Same thing. Go under, around, almost like writing a J, then off. A little closer here. Go under, around, through, bring it through. I'm going to keep doing this nice and slow. Now the basis of this is all you're doing is making a loop inside of another loop. Something so simple, and you can, possibilities are endless with it. Alright, keep going. Make sure that this row right here is always facing toward you. Alright, keep going. Under, around, through. Alright, under, around, through. Alright, and we're going to keep going. Now you'll always need to keep working the stitches in your left hand up and the ones in your right hand down. Don't be afraid of this. It's okay to stop. If I'm going too fast for you, you can go back. Now one thing you will find, like a lot of people I've taught in the past, is that after about a row or two, your hands will start hurting immensely in places you didn't know your hands could hurt. And this is because you're going to be using muscles you never used before. Okie dokie. Last one. Under, around, and off. There you go.